Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to part 2 of the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Platinum Trophy walkthrough. We're picking right up where we left off last time. We have just gotten the ship from Bicky the Pirate, and now we're going to sail over to the southwest area, and we will make landfall. But on the way there, we do have a couple of Bestiary entries to get, so let's get going, and we will proceed around the channel, and as we go through here, we encounter these buccaneers. These guys are actually a little bit rare, so you might have to look around for a while just to find them, but luckily they're not very strong. You can take them down in just a couple of hits. Just as a reminder that if you take a lot of damage from these fights and you need to heal up, you're just a very short distance away from going back to town in Provoca, and then you can just rest at the inn if you need to. It was at this time that I got the Thrifty Spender trophy for getting lots of gil. There are 3 different gil-related trophies in this game, and keeping that 4 times gil multiplier on will just help you get them a lot more easily. Another couple fights that we have to do here is the Sahagin Chief and the Shark. Once you take these guys out, then we'll proceed on. That's 3 out of the 5 monsters that we need to add to the Bestiary. As we keep going west, we get into another fight with the last 2 entries that we need for the Bestiary on the ocean. Here we have the Sahagin in green and then the Big Eyes in the back. The Big Eyes enemy took me the longest to find out here, so it might take you a little while of looking. I didn't find him near the port of Provoca. I had to find him out deeper in the ocean, so head out this way and you'll be able to find him a little more easily. So once you get into the open part of the ocean, keep heading south and a little bit toward the west. You're aiming for the little stretch of land that goes between the 2 big continents on the bottom of the map. I'm throwing in this fight just for fun, and there's something at the end of it that I wanted to show you as well. So just a bunch of Sahagins and a couple Sahagin Chiefs. Nothing really interesting here or new. Just go ahead and obliterate these guys. And now that this fight is over, I got the Experienced Warrior trophy for defeating 300 enemies. So that just gives you a frame of mind of how many enemies we've defeated so far. And let's look at the Bestiary before we make landfall. And if you go down to number 18, there's Sahagin. Number 19 is Sahagin Chief. Number 20 is Buccaneer. Number 21 is Shark. And number 22 is Big Eyes. Well, you can only land on these gray rectangle areas. Those are the ports. So once you do that, then head south and you can enter the town down here. This is Elfheim. Start by going left and then down, and you can go into this weapon shop. There's only 2 things that we're going to purchase in here. The first being the dagger. That's a little upgrade for our black mage, and then you can buy the saber for the thief. Once that's done, then head out, and we're going to go up and to the left side of things. And if you go in between these trees, you can get to the black magic shop. So head on up into here, and there are some new spells we can get. We'll purchase Fyra and Hold and Thundara. After purchasing the level 3 black magic, let's head out, and now we're going to go over toward the right side, so go up and around. There's a bridge you can cross. The 3 gravestones, if you talk to the left one, it says, "Here lies Link." If the characters around this town look familiar, that's because they're inspired by The Legend of Zelda, and that's just a little cameo Easter egg thing for you. Inside the white magic shop, we're going to pick up Cura, Diara, and Heal. Those are all very useful spells that we'll be using quite a bit throughout the rest of this game. Now let's head over toward the right. We're going to go around these graves and circle toward the north and then go west. Ultimately, what we need to do is head over this bridge, and there are 2 more magic shops in this town. These ones have level 4 magics. Now, you probably don't have enough money for them, so we're just going to start with the white magic, and we're going to buy Poisona, Nullfrost, and Vox. We might not use these a whole lot, but at least you have them available to you if you need to remove some nasty status effects. Okay, there's also the black magic shop in the corner. We don't have enough money for that one right now, but we'll come back to it. Let's head on down and go into the armor shop in the bottom portion of the town. And here we can pick up some new armor like the copper armlets for our mages, an iron shield, leather cap, and a helm. So good equipment all around. Let's go ahead and optimize all of those things as we equip them, and that way we are good to go defensively. Okay, Last thing we're going to do is head on up and we can go to the item shop. This is a good place to buy lots of items that we need going forward. Particularly, we're looking at antidotes. The enemies in the next section that we're coming to love to poison us, so we're going to be ready for that with some good antidotes. Also purchasing some ethers and some potions. You can buy high potions too if you want to, but those might be a little bit of an overheal for you. So we're just sticking with potions for right now. The last thing that we're going to do is just to stop by the inn and heal up. You can either go along the north part of town or the south part. They all connect, but there's just a lot of winding pathways through here. And eventually you'll get back to the inn. Let's go inside and we will do a little bit of resting to get all of our HP and MP back. It's 100 gil, which is definitely the steepest price that we've seen so far for inns, but still probably pretty affordable. If you need a little more money, you can always farm some monsters right outside of Elfheim. So once you're ready, let's head on out. And ultimately, our destination is going to be toward the west of us. So let's start heading toward the left. And as you walk through this area, there are quite a few monsters to add to the bestiary. One of them is this cobra enemy. It's pretty rare, so you might have to search around quite a bit for this one. Luckily, it isn't too difficult for us to take out. So we'll hit it a couple times, and these enemies will be out of our way, and we can move on. Go north between the two mountain ranges where there's an opening, and if you look in this area, in this big forest up here, you might find some new enemies, one of them being the Ogre Chief. It's the green guy up front, and he's accompanied by a couple of ogres. These guys aren't too difficult. They can hit decently hard, but we hit them pretty good too, and this fight shouldn't take you too long to get through. Okay, from this point we're going to head left. That little opening in the trees is a good indicator for where to start going west from, and we're going to go in between the little mountain range here and work our way down along the water's edge. When you get to this point with the marshy area, we're going to walk around in here and we can see a lot of monsters like these tarantulas that are very easy to take out, but they do poison you, so be prepared for that. And we're going to just keep walking around this marshy area to get all the other bestiary entries that we need in here. Here's the gas. It's also a pretty rare monster, so it might take a little bit of looking out for. And once you eliminate them, then we will continue looking for the other ones. I also got the Smart Saver trophy here, the second of our guild-related trophies, so we're making good progress on those. And here's a scorpion enemy. And once we take him out, then we are all done with the bestiary entries around here. Their normal attacks also can inflict poison. You can see our warrior and our thief are both poisoned right now. Some poison persists outside of battle and some doesn't, so just be prepared that if in the ending animation when they're doing their little victory cheer, if they still have the status effect on them, that means that you need to take it off after the battle, otherwise you will take damage with every step. Before we go on, let's check the bestiary to make sure that we have everything that we need. And if you scroll down, you can see number 13, Cobra. That's something that we had been missing before. And then 15 is Ogre Chief. Keep going down to number 23, Tarantula. 24 is Ghast. 25 is Scorpion. So those are the ones you should have, basically 1 through 25. If you have all of those, then you know that you've gotten everything so far in the game. Now go down and you will see a hole in the ground. Hop down into that, and that's the Marsh Cave. We're going to start by going toward the north end of this place, and we encountered these shadow enemies. These are also undead, so you can either do physical attacks or you can use the Dia or Diara spells. Those will do lots of damage to the undead, or also fire magic works very well against the undead. So take those guys out. And after this fight, I got the Legendary Warrior Trophy for defeating 500 enemies. So I've defeated 200 enemies in the last couple minutes here as we've been going through this video. Okay, going through here, we see another enemy. This is the Crawler up top. We already have the skeleton from a long time ago, but they do repeat here. And a lot of the monsters that you will find in the Marsh Cave are repeats of some of the other ones that we've encountered. I just cut out all the extra monsters that we have already fought. The Diara spell, or Dia, does a great job of taking those enemies out, and then just a couple of physical attacks to take out the Crawler. Well, let's keep on going up and to the left. Eventually there's some stairs that you want to go up into. And now we're going to go over toward the east side or the right side first. Here's another crawler with some skeletons, but also a new monster, the Bloodbones. That's the red skeleton in the middle of the back. We'll use a little bit of our white magic, the Diara spell, and also Fire. Both of those will work very well against these enemies, and they will be gone in just a second. Okay, with those monsters out of the way, let's keep heading over toward the right side. There's a door that you should go through. There's a treasure chest in the top corner. Go ahead and grab that for a dagger. Now we're going to go down and over toward the left side. And once you work your way through these stone pillars, there's going to be another door to go through. We did encounter this green slime. These guys are kind of unique in that if you do just a normal attack, it does very little damage. However, if you get a critical attack, it does lots of damage to them and takes them out. You can also use magic as well to bypass that, but we get lots of critical hits, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, especially with our thief. Okay, up in this room, we have another treasure chest to get, and now we're going to go down and toward the south end of this room. Keep heading all the way south, and you'll find yet another door to go through. So once you go through here, there are 2 treasure chests that we need to pick up for a potion and 1,120 gil. Now let's head on back toward the way that we came. I got attacked by a couple of gargoyles at this point. They are kind of rare. You probably won't see a lot of them unless you look for them, so you might have to walk around a little while until you get the gargoyles. Okay, now let's head all the way up, and we're going over toward the staircase where we came down originally. And now that we're back in the entrance area, we're going to go back to the beginning of this place, but then we're going to start heading south from that point. Okay, we also encountered the Gray Ooze enemy, and these guys are pretty easy to defeat. I think that they're even weaker than what the green slimes were, because they didn't seem to have as good of defenses. Okay, we're going back around to the entrance area, and then we're going to start heading south from here. At this split, you want to go south. If you go up to the northeast area, it's just a dead end. But head all the way south, and there's going to be a room down here. Go into it, and there's a ladder that goes downstairs. From here, go out the left door, and then keep heading south from here. Eventually, you'll see a little room down here. Go into it, and you will see that there is a treasure chest at the top. So grab that for a broadsword, and now we're going to head out of this room, and we're going to go toward the left side. There's going to be yet another room that you can enter, and there's going to be another treasure chest up in here with a potion. Now go back out, and we're going to go all the way toward the right side. We're going to pass that room that we were in before, and we're going to a new room in the bottom right corner here. So go ahead and open this treasure chest for a potion, and now head down and keep heading toward the right, and eventually you will see a door. You want to go through this door. All it really does is lead to another door to take you out the other side and down the stairs. Let's have a look at the layout of this room to orient ourselves. There's really just rows of 4 rooms each, and there's going to be 4 of those. So this is the second row of rooms. Now we'll look at the third row of rooms. And finally, there's a bottom row that just integrated into the bottom of this place. We're going to focus on the top 3 rows. Not all of them have treasures in them, but the very first room that you can come to does. So grab that phoenix down, and now we're going to head over toward the right. So this is room number 2, which is empty. Room number 3 is also empty, but room number 4 does have treasure in it. So head on into here and grab 1,045 gil. Now we're going to go south until we get to the next row. So the one to our right is empty. Now if we head over toward the left side, this room is also empty. The next room does have treasure in it, so go inside and pick these up. This is a potion and a cottage. And we're going to go toward the left side once again, and we will get some more treasure in this room. So this is the copper armlet. Now we're going to head south once again until we get to our third row of rooms. On the door on the left, that one's empty. If you go to the next room, there's actually a very fancy looking treasure chest, and there's actually a little bit of a mini boss fight in here. So go ahead, heal up and save, and then you will get into a battle with these Pisco demons. They are relatively difficult depending on how leveled you are, but they are all pretty weak to that thunder magic, so we'll hit them with a Thundara, and that will do most of our damage for these guys. Other than that, we'll just hit them with some physical attacks. Be prepared that if they attack you, especially one of your mages, it'll probably do a lot of damage to you. Even our defense-oriented warrior took a good chunk of damage whenever he was attacked by them. So once they're out of the way, then we get a special reward. You obtain the crown. Okay, we're now going to leave that room and head over toward the right side. There's going to be a room just to the right of us that has 1,135 gil, and now go to the last room in this row, and that will have yet another treasure chest for a potion. So let's head on out of here. We have 15 out of 18 treasure chests. We can't get those last 3 until a little bit later, and they will be found in the final row of rooms here. So we get to skip those. We need a key to get into those rooms, but let's head on out of this area, and we'll go all the way to the top left corner. That is where we're going to find the stairs that will lead us up to the next floor. From here, go into the door, and then over to the left, down the door, and now we just have to go up through this area, around all of these stone pillars, and into the door at the top. It doesn't really matter which door you go into, they all lead to the same place, but then go up the ladder from here. And now go out the door, and we're just going to go toward the north. So keep going north all the way. When you get to the intersection, stay toward the left side, and that will take you right to the entrance here. Let's do a quick bestiary check just to make sure that we have everything. Keep in mind that this isn't the last time we're coming here, so if you didn't get them all, we will have a chance later. But go down to number 26, that is for Shadow, 27, Green Slime, 28, Crawler, 29, Gray Ooze, 30, Gargoyle, and 31, Blood Bones. If you have all of those, then we're good, but again, we will be coming back later on, so if you didn't get them all right now, that's okay. The next thing we're going to do is backtrack all the way to Elfheim. So go up the left side here through the watery area, then head through the gap in the mountains, followed by going south until you reach another gap in the mountains in the forests, and then go directly toward the east and you will see Elfheim, then hop inside the town. The first thing that we're going to do is go into the inn, and we're just going to rest up before proceeding on with the other things that we need to do in town. Our next stop is the level 4 Black Magic store. So what we have to do is go toward the north part of the inn around those graves, and we're going to keep going all the way to the top left corner as we proceed around this white magic shop. If you keep going to the left, you will see someone who looks like Princess Zelda, and we will go on inside the shop here. There are at least 2 black magics that you want to purchase here. The first being haste. That's very important for later on. It's a huge boost to our physical damage, and that's very useful against bosses. And then I would also say that Blizzara is good. There's also Sleeper and Confuse. Those ones are optional. You don't really need those, but you definitely want haste and Blizzara. When you're done, then head out of town. Our next step is going to be going to the Western Keep, and to do that, go toward the left and then up. It's just like when we were going toward Marsh Cave, except now we're going to follow the water and go north from here. And if you just keep going north through this walkway, you will eventually get to this big castle. This is the Western Keep. So go up and hang toward the left side as you proceed up, and you will get up into this throne room area. Go inside and talk to the king. Mwahaha! You fools fell right into my trap! I am Astos, king of the dark elves! With the combined power of the crown you now hold and the crystal eye I already possess, I will become the true elf king! It is useless to resist me. I can take what is mine by sheer force. Here we have a boss fight against Astos. He's not incredibly difficult, but he does have one very damaging attack, and that would be Thundara, which does 70 to 90 damage per character. and that's quite a bit of our HP. You can see our Black Mage took a pretty good beating there, and if we get hit with it 2 times in a row, we'll basically be dead at that point. So the best strategy would be to have your melee characters just use their physical attacks. Your Black Mage should be attacking with probably the fire spell, will do good damage against him, or Fire if you've got it, and then we will have our White Mage just heal every turn. If you use the heal spell, you'll be able to give a decent chunk of HP back to all of your party members, and that's a very good counter for that Thundara spell. If one character in particular takes a lot of damage, you can always use Cura, and that will do a single target healing for a lot more health. So do what you need to do to get through this fight, and it shouldn't take you too terribly long before he's down. If you're enjoying this content and you want to help this channel grow, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it. You obtain the Crystal Eye. Well, do you remember a character who was looking for their eye? That's right, it was Matoya. So now we have to go all the way back to Matoya's cave. And what we have to do here is a whole lot of backtracking. This is a good chunk of this episode is just going to areas that we've already gone to. So let's go back toward Elfheim. You can stop in there and rest if you really want to, but more importantly, we're going to go north and we will go to our ship. So as we go toward the north side of things, let's head aboard our ship. And now we're going to take it north, and if you go straight north, you end up at Cornelia. You want to go a little bit toward the right of that, and then as you go around, you'll see a bridge. You can go under the bridge, and then over toward the dock in the top part of this area. Now proceed north, and you'll get back to Matoya's cave. Let's go back into her room, and we can go up and talk to her. Oh, what's this? My crystal eye? Give it here! Don't worry, I have something to give you in exchange. Take this potion. It's the most amazing potion in my entire collection. You obtain Jolt Tonic. Ah, I can see again. Now that we have the Jolt Tonic in our hand, let's go on and proceed back to Elfheim. I told you that this episode was going to be a lot of backtracking. Let's head south. We're going back to our ship. It's a little blue dot on our mini-map. It's just to our south. And once we get there, we're going to go back down and around under that bridge. And we'll go then south past Cornelia all the way down until we get to the port outside of Elfheim. Once you land, then proceed south. We're not going into the town of Elfheim. Instead, we're going to go into the castle. So head on up and into the castle. This is called the Elven Castle. Once you go all the way up, go past the 2 Link-looking guys. And when you get to the third one, turn left. And that will take you into a room where you can see someone sleeping in the bed. It's the prince. Now go over and talk to the healer. This Jolt Tonic! Maybe just what we need to break the curse and awaken the prince. I will try it at once. Your Highness! Your Highness! I was having a terrible nightmare. Am I still dreaming? You're the legendary warriors. Something tells me I'm not dreaming. I shall heed the legend as it was told to me and my forefathers. The time for me to pass on the mystic key to its rightful owners has come at last. You obtain the mystic key. Now that we have the Mystic Key, we can do a lot of cleanup of the chests that we haven't been able to open yet in some of the previous areas. So we'll start by going south, but before we leave, we will hug the right side here, and we'll go all the way around the outside of this building. And that will take you all the way to the north end that you couldn't get from inside. And there's going to be a separate building in the top right corner. This has 4 treasure chests in it. Go ahead and grab all of those. We also get the Rookie Treasure Hunter trophy at this time for getting 10% of all of the treasure chests in the whole game. We'll go through and just make sure that all of our equipment is optimized after that. And now we can confirm that we have all 4 treasure chests in this area. So once you've done that, now let's head on out. And we have some more backtracking to do. Let's go all the way back to Marsh Cave. And we're going to go get those 3 treasure chests that we weren't able to get before. So head on up till you see water, and then over to the left through the passageway, then all the way south until you get to Marsh Cave. From the entrance, head south, and then keep heading south at this intersection. Go into the bottom door, and down the ladder. Now go out one of the doors, and proceed south. Once you get past these pillars, you'll keep going down until you see the door. Head in the door, and then over and down the next door, and then down the stairs. Now we have to go all the way to the bottom portion. This is the room with the 4x4 grid of all of the doors that we can go into, but we're going to go all the way down to the bottom left corner. So once you get all the way to the south, head over toward the left, and you'll go into this first room. You'll see a cloaked guy. We'll ignore him for right now, and we'll open the chest, and we get ambushed by 6 anacondas. This is a new monster for us that we really only find here in this treasure chest, so we will hit them with some Blizzara, and because they're cold-blooded, they're nice and weak to our ice spells, and we will take them out without any real issue at all. Just at level 15, so we're making good progress level-wise. We get the silver armlet here. Now let's go and talk to the wizard guy to fight 4 more Pisco demons. We've already fought some of these guys before. They're still weak to Thundara, so we'll hit them with that and a couple physical attacks, and they'll be gone. Okay, now let's proceed on, and we will go to the next room over. So head over toward the right side, go down, and into another door. Here's another treasure chest. Open it up, and you will get into a battle with some more monsters. These are just 4 more Pisco demons, and we will use the same strategy against them. Hit them with a Thundara and some physical attacks, and this battle will be over. We get an antidote from that chest. Now let's head out. We will go past the third room. That one's empty, so skip right past this one and go all the way to the bottom right room. There are 2 doors in this one. It doesn't really matter which one you go into. They go into the same place, but there's going to be a treasure chest in the top with yet more Pisco demons to fight. Once again, Thundara plus some physical attacks equals victory. After opening that treasure chest, you should now have all 18 of the treasure chests in Marsh Cave, and now we can leave. So we're going from the bottom right corner of this room all the way to the top left corner, where we will find the stairs going up. Once you're upstairs, go into the nearby door, then go over to the left, down the door, and now proceed north until you get to the room with 3 doors. Go in any of them, and then go up the ladder. From here, leave the room, then go over to the left and head north. At the intersection, stick toward the left side, and that will take you to the entrance. Okay, now that we're outside, we're going to go back to Western Keep. So let's go all the way back north along the water, and when you get to the gap in the mountains, head through it, and then keep going north, and eventually you will get all the way to Western Keep. Now from here, instead of going to the left, we're going to go toward the right side. We can walk through these pillars, and then when we hit the wall, go around toward the right, and that will allow you to circle around the top of the throne room, and we will then head down and to the bottom portion of this area. There's going to be another door down here. Go on inside of it. There are 3 treasure chests. If you open up the one in the middle, we get some monsters that are the wraiths, and we will hit them with a nice Tiara and then some physical attacks and some Blizzara. Both of those combined will do enough damage to eliminate all these enemies pretty easily for us. When they attack us, they can stun us, which is a little bit of an issue. Our warrior and our thief in particular get affected by that, but the combination of the black and the white magic is enough to take down these wraiths. Okay, after that one, we get the Money Bags trophy. So we got the 3rd money-related trophy all in one episode. That's pretty crazy. Having that 4 times guild multiplier really comes in handy. Let's go to the left side chest. We get some more monsters. These are some mummies. They are, once again, weak to that Diara spell as well as the fire magic that we have. So hit them with that and with a Fyra, and that will be enough to take all these guys out. After that fight, we get a power staff. You would think that it would be good for the white mage. It actually isn't. Attack-wise, it's the same, but it's a little less accurate. This is actually better off going on to the black mage if you want to do that. Otherwise, we'll go over to the right and open up another chest with some monsters in it. Once again, 5 mummies. We'll hit them with that Diara if you have it. I'm out of MP, so I'll just use the Dia spell instead and follow that up with a Fyra, and that should be enough to take out all of these enemies without an issue. When they hit you, they can inflict sleep, which is, again, kind of annoying, but who needs physical characters anyway when we've got some strong magic? We picked up some steel gloves. That's going to be a nice addition to our warrior. Go ahead and equip that. And now we will make sure that we have all 3 of the treasure chests in this area. They're all in this one room. And then we can head south. If you thought that our backtracking adventures were over for this episode, you would be sorely mistaken, because now we're going all the way back to the Chaos Shrine and Cornelia. So we're going to start by heading toward the southwest. I am going to stop into Elfheim real quick just to heal up because I'm missing a lot of MP on my white mage. So I'll just skip over that. I've just healed, and now I'm going to keep going toward the north and hop into the ship. You have a couple options of where to dock your ship. You can either go pretty much straight north, and the southern point of Cornelia has a dock for you. Otherwise, we can go under the bridge and land over by where Matoya's cave was, and we'll just proceed south from here. They're both pretty close to one another. It doesn't really matter. Now we're going south over the bridge. We're going to go back toward the Chaos Shrine, toward the northwest area. Once we get all the way up there, we can head inside, and we're going to grab a couple treasure chests that we weren't able to get before. So head on over toward the right side when you enter, and there's going to be a room in the bottom right corner. We'll go down there and open up the door, and then we can grab this treasure chest for a rune blade. This is a nice equipment upgrade for our thief. Now let's go all the way to the north end of this area. We'll proceed north through this hallway, and we'll go all the way to the top right corner where there's going to be another room. Once you go inside, there are 2 treasure chests inside for a werebuster and a gold needle. Go through and optimize all of your equipment, and then we will then proceed out of the Chaos Shrine. So start heading toward the south, and then when you see the pillars, start heading over toward the left side and then down. That will take you all the way down to the bottom section in the middle, and you can then leave. We're going to go back to Cornelia, but instead of going to the town, we're going to go to the castle. So unfortunately, you're not able to access it from the top side for some reason. You have to go down and then walk through the road all the way up and into the bottom portion. So from here, let's go all the way to the right side. We're going to follow the gray pathway all the way to the top. This will take us around the first area, and it will take us to the top area. So follow that gray path all the way around until you see the opening to the blue pathway. Then take that over to the right, and then you can proceed south around here. There's a couple rooms. If you go in here, we'll grab 3 treasure chests, and then we can go over to the left side and grab 3 more, which contain iron armor, a tent, and finally, a very special item, the Nitro powder. The Nitro powder will allow us to proceed on with the game, so we will go up and out of here, follow that blue path around, and then just go straight north to exit very quickly. Now let's go back to our ship. So we're going to head toward the north part of this area, go over the bridge, or go south if you parked at the lower area, and then get back on your ship. And we're going to proceed through the southern part of Cornelia, down around this peninsula. There's that port that I mentioned, and you can go over toward the left side. Just follow the coastline as you go north, and eventually you will run into the dock up here. Go ahead and dock your boat, and you're going to now go toward the left side. Just keep working toward the southwest, and eventually you will get to a little gap in the mountain range here. Go through the forest, and you can go into this little cave. This is Mount Duergar. Let's head north from the entrance. You can go into a door that will give you a couple treasure chests. And now we will go down, and when you get back to the stairs, head all the way to the left side, and then eventually you can hit the end and go south. Work your way through this very long hallway, and when you get to the bottom, there's just a big rectangle. You can go either toward the left or the right side. I'll just go left here, and I will work my way down into the door at the bottom. There's lots of treasure chests in this room, so go ahead and pick them up. There are 2 in the top left corner, 3 in the middle, and then 3 more on the right side. And that is all 10 treasure chests in this area. So we're going to go through, optimize all of our equipment because we got some new stuff, and then we will head out of this room, and if we go over toward the right side, there's a man with a green hat. Go talk to him. Nitro powder. The explosive force in this powder will have me canal open in no time flat. I owe ye, barons. There we go. Now we can blast this rock to smithereens. What are you standing around for? That power's set to blow. Unless you plan on going with it, you'd best get out while you still can. I cannot wait to see what lies out there beyond the canal. Okay, we are done with this location for now. We'll come back a long time from now, but for the time being, let's head on out. We'll just go back up this long hallway and then over toward the right, and we will get up to the staircase and go out. Well, Narek couldn't wait to see what lies beyond the canal, but you're going to have to, because that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to pick up right here next time, and we will continue on our journey. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this content and want more of it. And also don't forget to subscribe so that you can stay up to date with everything else. And then if it's not too much to ask, make sure that you leave a comment too. That really helps out the channel, and we want to grow this community as large and as great as possible. So thank you Thank you so much, and I will see you soon in the next one. Have a good day.